Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can tell, we're doing sort of a 2-for-1 deal where we're going to be setting up both my Hobonichi weeks as well as my Common Planner weeks planner for the week of July 15th. It's kind of just more of a practicality standpoint rather than like a video strategy, because honestly both of them need to be planned. They're both going to be for totally separate purposes. So if you wanted to see how we're going to be doing a little bit of a chit chat, a little bit of a plan with me, then you have come to the right place. And of course, if you've never met me or you just completely wondered what happened in the last 2 weeks, well, hello, my name is Meshi. I'm the person behind Align Plans, and we kind of get together whenever we're able to at this point to chat about planning, journaling, stationery, all the things, with the intention of not diving headfirst into over-consumerism. So if that's your jam, if you love all things stationery, then consider subscribing if you haven't had a chance to just yet. But without further ado, without chatting further, why don't we just get started? I will be putting on some voiceover, so I will chat with you guys that way. I thought that first we would set up my Hobonichi weeks and then we would dive into the weeks of the Common Planner. The main purpose of using this little guy currently has fully just become the planner that I primarily use mainly for work, for managing my physical location and anything work related. And then this little guy, I'm currently using it as partially as my main planner, managing the family and personal things, but also I think partially this, I'm debating on using this for social media planning as well. But for the time being, it's going to be the Hobonichi weeks that's going to capture all of the things that I'm planning on using for anything social, anything like all of the accounts that I'm managing. So without further ado, why don't we just put some music on and let's get started. Okay, let's get started in setting things up. First, I'm going to obviously start with the Hobonichi weeks. I like to set up the grid first more than anything else. I'm just reaching for my Uni 1 pen. This is in the color Cappuccino, and honestly, it's faint enough but bold enough that it just kind of passes the test. I'm kind of going for like this taupey, neutral, brownish situation, especially with the more yellow toned page. I think that it's going to work out really well. So since this is all about my work schedule and not very much about literally anything else, I'm not really planning on adding any information about workouts, wellness, mindset, like anything like that, anything mental health related. I'm not really planning on adding here, and I'm just really trying to keep it strictly just on work itself. So I did have an interview today, and I'm just kind of marking down some of the days that I'm going to be working at the clinic. And then for priorities, I'm very much just tailoring it strictly to what I want to remember during the week at the clinic. Here's a zoomed out version, and obviously I'm a huge fan of keeping track of what is important for the next week, just because sometimes it comes up during the week and I can't tell you how many times it's something that it's like, oh, it would have been really nice to know that, you know, ahead of time so that I can kind of keep track of things a little bit better. I don't know. I always forget things on the week of, especially over the summertime. Right now, it just feels like hectic city. I don't know if you feel this way, because with children and with swimming lessons and with all the lessons and all the birthdays, and like it just feels like you're just on overdrive when it comes to planning. So by the time I'm trying to plan my own things, I tend to forget things. And if you're a parent, you probably relate to that. I'm going to try to see how this will work out with the inner column on the left hand side, to just keep that straight for social media. And some of it I really want to kind of revamp for the clinic itself, because I haven't really paid too much attention to it. Honestly, I could, but it never really felt like. With Instagram, I have like a love-hate relationship, and I've made peace with that. Okay, on to the word of the week. Before my pen started running like crazy, I wanted to kind of focus on adding new services, and that's exactly what the word of the week is representing. That's what I wanted to really focus on. Adding new services doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be providing them. It's going to be more about just bringing fresh energy, bringing something fresh, something new, a different perspective, just sort of like just changing the status quo of how people think of the brand that I created. And the way that a brand becomes stagnant is the way that I sometimes feel really restless, when it just feels like it's the same old, same old. And so when I add new services, I not only include new people, it includes a new approach, it includes just reinvigorating something that was really just feels kind of outdated. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if you feel that way, but if you ever wanted to, you can apply this to life as well. So there you have it. If you wanted to begin something new, sometimes you just stick with the same activity, but you have to approach it from a different angle. Maybe you change, your workout clothes. Maybe you change the music you listen to. Maybe you change the time that you go to the gym. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that, you completely give up on the thing. It just means that you bring a new, fresh perspective. Anyways, we're coming to close to the end of setting up this week's spread. I wanted to keep it relatively simple. I'm adding a few dots just for the sake of just kind of highlighting a few points here, which I thought were important. But here we are. Let's enjoy. And now we are on to the Common Planner. And honestly, I have to say, me and the Common Planner are having a very interesting relationship, because I feel so fundamentally different about this planner. And even though they are almost identical when it comes to the size, my layout kind of changes. The way I plan kind of changes. I feel like, I don't know, it could be the white paper. I don't know what it is. I haven't been able to pinpoint it just yet, but it feels like such a vibe. It's such a cute little planner. I'm immediately going to regret using this highlight. Like this is how long it took for me to I hate this color. I mean, I will stick with it and I will 100% follow through, but I hate how streaky. I forgot how streaky this highlighter is. So please don't kill me in the comments for this, because honestly, I hate this look as much as you do. It just looks streaky, but whatever. I'm probably not going to pay attention too much to the sidebar, but it was definitely a regret moment. I also really love using smaller fonts. I feel like I can add a bit more information there. I added this brand new category called Loving, and I think that if you've seen my previous plan with me in the past few weeks, it's working really, really well. And for some reason, the width of this right-hand side of the page, it inspires me to just kind of split it into two and then make everything a little bit more linear. I don't know if you feel that way, if you have that same sense of, you know, that's what you kind of want to run with, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. I'm realizing how out of frame things are right now. Well, right now you can actually see what I'm doing, but I don't think you could see the bottom page, but that's okay. I do have some zoomed out shots where you will be able to see everything. I should also mention adding like a couple of little notes in the daily section feels a lot more spacious. I think it's because the division is kind of created a little bit differently in comparison to the Hobonichi weeks. I don't know, we're just definitely having a moment with this planner. I'm definitely still in the testing phase to see if I want to stick with it, if this is the right fit for me, if this would be the right fit for me, dare I say, next year. I do think it's a little bit too early to think about that, but for now, I'm definitely enjoying the whole process of just kind of writing all the things in here. I also found these cute little small icons for working out, and I still had that penguin set. It was like penguins and seals. I believe it's Midori that makes them, and I'm just about coming to the very end of that whole set, but it's very effortless, which just feels like I don't really have to work too hard on adding any elements of decor into the spread, which is really lovely. So I do love sticker sets like that where it doesn't feel like you end up using up the entire sticker sheet in like one go. Like it actually lasts you for a while. And I did lie earlier. I thought that I would keep track of all the social in the Hobonichi weeks. I think I like it here just a little bit more now that I thought about it. I do like breaking down the different social media platforms, anything that I want to do for IG, anything I want to do for TikTok and for YouTube. Somehow like the layout of this page just feels a lot more spacious. It could just be the division that it's not really there, or I don't know, it could just be my own mind doing this to me, and that's totally fine, but it definitely feels more spacious to me, so I'm going to rock with that. But it's nice that everything has an adequate amount of space, which I really do enjoy. Anyway, now we are coming to a close and we will chat in a moment. Let me just zoom out and we will see you next time. So pretty much everything is done in this setup, except I obviously haven't filled out the social aspect of it just yet. But this is all I wanted to share with you. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, you can support the channel through all the various ways, but just by hanging out with me also means the world to me. So thank you so much for hanging out, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next one. Bye.